Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be doing an early prediction for the UFC White House card that's coming out, I think in June. I think it's a date, I think it's June 20th is the date. But yeah, I thought I'll do a little prediction. Dana has come out and said they've kind of got an idea of what they want to do already. So this video, I may have made it a little bit too late. Apparently they have two options, kind of what they're doing. They haven't set in stone, like nothing is signed apparently. They just kind of have some agreements with some fighters, but they're not leaking anything. Although someone has already leaked, apparently Connor leaked by accident that he's on the card, and then he deleted his tweet. So that's the only one that I've heard. And then I've heard a rumor that the interim title for the heavyweight belt's going to be on the line at the White House too. Um, but I've heard it is Cyril Gahn versus Alex Pereira. But I'm not too sure if that's true. Also, could just be like a rumor. But again, I'm gonna go with the structure of how they should do the card, in my opinion, and then we'll go through main card to prelims, early prelims. We'll start with early prelims because I don't really have much prepped for that. So how I would do it is early prelims, get like your prospect, your exciting young fighters, like your up and comers, and that like this guy in the future is going to be a threat in set division that he's in. And I'd have them fight against someone that's like a good test for them. Like non-ranked fighters should be in the early prelims. Um, you could also have some like bangers, just absolute bangers that are guys that are not ranked yet fight against each other. I think early prelims should be non-ranked fighters. I can't really think, like I said, like I didn't really check it out. Or the only person I could think is, if you're looking at a prospect, is Wellmaker. Obviously coming off a loss, but he's still very talented. He's still got a bright future for him. So you could stick him on there, get him in another good fight. He'll love the White House card. There's a Cameron Sutherland. He had that nasty collapse at the weigh-ins. I don't know if he'll be good enough to go, but that could be a nice little, just like, yeah, a scary moment there. You want to fight on the early prelims of the White House card. That could be another person that they look at. Then you could go for your prelims, ranked fighters, or like just banger fights, and that's where I'll get on the Connor one. You could throw Connor in there too because he's not fighting for no title. If they give him a fucking title shot, that would be fucking crazy. That's not gonna happen. I think we all know that's not gonna happen. There you have like I said, your ranked fighters fighting. Or like I said, like Connor's coming back. I don't know if they're going to give him a ranked fighter. They might just bring someone else back. We'll get into that a little bit just now, who he could potentially fight. You can throw some of those kind of fights there. And then your main card, I think you do title fights. Now you might be thinking, they can't do 5 damn title fights. They're going to fuck the whole year up. A lot of fighters are coming back into that. There's title fights that got postponed that were supposed to happen. And they're also kind of hinting that they want to be on the White House card. So I don't think it will fuck the whole year up. It would make the year a little bit more difficult, but some of them are interim titles too. So we'll get into the title fights first for the main card. This is my predictions for the main card, and then we'll go to prelims. Like I said, I don't really have much for early prelims. Let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think would be great. Non-ranked fighters, maybe some prospects for early prelims. So let's go title fights. Joshua Van, we'll start with Joshua Van, yeah. Joshua Van has rumored that he's going to have a title fight against Toshiro Taira. And I've heard the rumor that it's going to be a fight night. I don't know if that's true, but that is stupid as hell if that is going to be it. If you look at the bantamweight, Peter Yan, I saw a clip. I, again, don't know if this is true. I don't know if it's been deleted. It could be AI. I don't fucking know. Of O'Malley saying that he's going to get the title shot against Peter Yan at the White House. I think I said this in my last aftermath video. I think the UFC are going to do that. I think they're going to make O'Malley Peter Yan at the White House, and the winner will get Marab, just to have that American fight for a title thing that I was telling you about. I think that's going to be a title fight. I think they're going to do that. It's just kind of where do you structure that? I think that will probably be something like the co-main events, or in my opinion. So I think that will be a title fight. Let's structure this maybe a little differently the way I'm going through it. Let's do what we think would be the first title fight of the night. If we look over here, you got Taporia, Gaethje, that could happen. I've heard about the interim belt being on the line too. I think about 4 titles. So I think I'll tell you what title fights I think, and then we'll do the structure. I think Peter Yan versus O'Malley, that will be there. I don't think Volk's gonna defend. He just defended already. I think Peter Yan O'Malley will be one. I think Justin Gaethje versus Taporia is gonna be another one. I don't think Islam's gonna fight on the White House card. This guy's fucking not coming back until probably fucking October. I do think Alex Pereira is gonna fight. I don't think it's gonna be for the lightweight title. I think it's gonna be for the interim heavyweight title. I do believe that part is true. It's just on who is his opponent, which I'll get into in a minute. So that's 3 heavyweight. It could be the heavyweight interim title, in my opinion. That could be what they're going for. And then if you look at the women's side, I think we're gonna get Kayla Harris versus what the fuck's her name now? Amanda Nunes. So I know that's 4. I did have another one. I just can't remember. I think it was the welterweight division. I don't think they would do the welterweight division. I did have 5 when I was thinking about it. Or was it an interim? It was another interim title, but I just can't remember what it would, who it would have been. I think it will be the welterweight division. I think it's I think what they need to do here for the welterweight is make an interim title, and I think that would be your first bout of the evening. Is the welterweight. Islam has got a lot of guys that are up there, and I think it's kind of difficult to pick one. I don't also know how soon you want Islam to fight. So what I would do if I was the UFC, get him an opponent, confirm the opponent. I don't think Kamaru Usman deserves a title shot next because he's ranked 7th. He's had 1 win in like his last 4 fights or something like that. I think you give Islam maybe someone like an Ian Gary to fight, or if Islam isn't going to sit out for a little bit past that, you could do Kamaru Usman versus Ian Machero Gary for the interim welterweight title. I think this just kind of gives the division a little bit of movement. Like I said, there's a lot of guys that are there for title fights. You've got Usman that's there. Prates has made his way back up top there. You've got Morales who's up there. You've got Ian Gary that's up there. You've got a lot of guys that are up there. This one is like, I'm not like completely sold on this one for the 5th title fight, but you could do this just to give the division a little bit of activity. Like I said, I don't know if Islam will be ready, and I don't think you want to make Islam on that card a title fight. You could also just scrap that title fight and put Conor as the opener. That could be a good idea too. But if we're just going to go title fights, I think they do an interim title. I think you put Kamaru Usman, and if you really want to spice things up, you could do Bilal. But I don't think they're going to do that. So I think you give it to Kamaru Usman, and you slap either Michael Morales or Ian Machero Gary against him there. That one, I'm still iffy with it. If they do that, I don't think they would probably do that, but that's like kind of the only thing I could think of. The only other thing that I just remembered now, they could do, instead of doing this, which I think is maybe a better idea that you could have, is an interim title, because Hamzat is injured. We don't know when Hamzat's going to come back. You could do this, and I think this is a better, actually just thought of it now, I think it's a completely better idea than the Islam one. I think we fucking just scrapped that whole thing that I just said there. I think for the middleweight title, you do an interim title. Imavov versus the winner of Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez for the interim middleweight title. And then when Hamzat's only going to be back like probably fucking August, I think. They'll be ready to fight. This division is also a division that is completely stacked and people just waiting by doing the interim title, you kind of do open a gap, and yes, you can say, oh, Strickland get another fucking title shot. It's third versus fourth. It's a good fight to make. Imavov deserves it. Strickland and Hernandez, I think one of them win. They're going to be third, regardless. You do that for an interim title. It's an American versus Imavov, who's French. I think that could actually be a banger. You get that interim title. By the time Hamzat is ready to go, these guys should be ready to go back into another camp to fight for the actual title, and you can join those. Because Hamzat's only going to fight once this year. I don't believe he fights more than once this year. So by the time he's ready, that could be a good interim fight. I think you do that. I think it's actually a way better than the Islam thing. I think scrap that whole fucking idea I sat there. That's actually a way better idea that you do for that. And then you move on to the second title fight, which will be Kayla Harris versus Amanda Nunes. I'm almost 1,000% sure that is going to be on the White House main event card, because it was supposed to happen earlier there. Kayla Harris got injured. They both are saying move the fight to the White House. It's not confirmed, but I'm almost 1,000% sure. It would be so stupid for them not to put that there. That's another American fighting for a title. Now you go for your third fight. Do you do another interim? I don't think they'll do another interim. I think you do for the third fight. I think you do Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley for the title. Like I said, there was that AI thing. I don't know if it's an AI thing or if it was Sean O'Malley who said it. I don't know if it's still up there. That he said it's like he's pretty sure he's gonna get that, or maybe he was asking for it and it just got clipped up, put together, or some shit like that. But I think they're gonna do O'Malley versus Peter Yan, and they're probably gonna tell Marab, look, man, we need this for the White House. You get the title shot straight after that, which I'm not gonna lie, that kind of fucks Umar completely if they do that. I think they're gonna do that. O'Malley versus Peter Yan, your third title shot. And then the co-main event of the evening, I think, is going to be the interim heavyweight title fight. And I do think it's going to be Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Now, that is the rumor I've heard. Now, this is what I think is actually going to happen. I think it will probably be those two, right? I'm not gonna lie. I think there's a strong chance there's gonna be those two, especially granted Cyril Gane kind of did get a little popularity over that eye poke, and a lot of people were like, Tom should have continued fighting. I think they're gonna do that, but I think it would, if they do that, I think you make that the third fight instead, and you push O'Malley and Peter Yan up to the co-main. But I believe John Jones is going to get that title shot because Dana loves John Jones. And I think if he can get John Jones to make a promise to do minimum 2 fights, and he signs a 2-fight agreement that he fights for the interim and then he fights for the heavyweight to unify it, and he gets him to sign that and agree to do it, and it's like a legal document, I think that will do that. Now, this is the little issue we have over there. You can't really snub Cyril Gane over the interim title shot. So if you snub Cyril Gane because Pereira wants to fight Jones, Jones wants to fight Pereira, I don't want to see Jones versus Cyril Gane again. That's stupid. So there's 2 ways to go there. You either say put Jones on the card, but you put him on the prelims, and you say, look, dude, put you on there, but you ain't getting no big attention because you fucked me out of that Tom Aspinall fight, so I'm fucking you out of the main card of the which Dana could do that, but I don't think they would want to do that. So there's another way you could do it. You could tell John Jones to go down to a light heavyweight and fight Alex Pereira. It's going to be one of those two. It's like going to be a combination of that. Someone's going to get fucked out of that interim heavyweight title so Jones can slip in there, or Jones is going to get fucked out of it, or Alex Pereira will defend his lightweight title against John Jones in the co-main events. And that's what I believe will happen over there. It's going to be one of those random combinations. And then the main event of the evening, I believe it will be Ilia Taboria versus Justin Gaethje. The reason I picked this for the main event is because it's two champions going against each other. So it's two belts are fusing. I think it makes a little bit more sense. There's going to be a lot more hype, I think, around that fight. Obviously, if you have Pereira versus John Jones for the light heavyweight title, that will also have a lot of heat to it. But I think Topuria Gaethje would just be bigger. That's what I'll do for the main card. Will that happen? I don't think it will happen. I think you probably would maybe get max 3 title shots on there. I think you're most likely to probably get the Strickland one. That seems more doable. Will they do that? I don't know what Hamzat's going through. I just don't think he's going to be back soon. I think you could get that one. I think the Amanda Nunes one is 100% going to happen. And I think Gaethje, Topuria, or Pereira for the interim heavyweight is most likely to happen. Peter Yan seems very ideal. There's a lot of talk around that, a lot of rumors and discussions around that. I think that's going to happen. Yeah, so then we go on to the prelims. Now, Conor McGregor apparently has leaked that he's going to be back. What do you do with Conor McGregor? I think there's a lot of options for Conor McGregor. I don't think you give him a ranked fighter. I don't think Chandler's going to get that fight. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they fucked that thing up completely. I don't think no one wants it. I don't think anyone wants to see it. So I think you put Conor as the headline of the prelims going into the main card. Like I said, if they don't do the title fight thing, then you could put him as the opener. I think that would be a very good opener. I think if you put Conor against someone like a Nate Diaz or a Masvidal, that would be fucking cool. That would be cool to watch. Going into the main card, that would be such a sick fight. And then if we let's look at the ranked fighters, my idea for the rest would be ranked fighters. Obviously, if you look at the division, we can start here by the heavyweight division. Is there anyone kind of here that we would put? Waldo Costa versus Curtis Blades. I don't know. Let's check if Curtis Blades got a fight locked up. He doesn't. That could be a very good fight to have on the prelims. Went back now. Curtis Blades, Waldo Costa, he's been fucking kidding everyone. He called out Curtis Blades as an un-American on there. That could be a really fun fight to have there. If you look at the White House card, you got Derek Lewis, obviously coming off a loss there. But you could give him someone, like, I don't actually know who the fuck you give him, because I think most of these guys down here have been booked. I think Mick has already been booked. That's who I had him on my Aftermath video. Shamil, maybe? Is Shamil booked? He just lost to Cortez Costa. They both just lost to Cortez Costa. You could do that. Get Derek Lewis on the card. 2 heavyweights on the prelims over there. That could be fun. If you look at the women, in the strawweight division, I don't really know in the strawweight division. Maybe you could do, I think Jillian Robinson's already fighting soon. Is maybe Tatiana Suarez, but the thing with Tatiana Suarez is she could be eligible for a title shot. So I don't really know what you do with her. In terms of this division, I don't really know. Like that with strawweight. Let me know in the comments down below if you had to have a ranked fighters fighting each other. Who would you do? Maybe if I can Andrade versus Tabitha Ricci, that could be fun. Flyweight, you could do Nama Nunez versus Jasmine Jabozinski or Macy Barber. I think Macy Barber's already got a fight though. That could be fine. Miranda Maverick versus Rose could be good too. Or I think Casey has got a fight booked though. I still think Casey O'Neill versus Rose Namajunas would be fucking. That would be so good to watch. Let's go to the lightweight division. Oh, light heavyweight division, my bad. Khalil Roundtree. You could have him come back and fight. But who do you put him against? Maybe Asmat or Asmat. 6 versus 4 to get a new guy into the top 5. That could be fun to watch. I don't think anyone else there that I could think of. Middleweight, if Strickland loses, do Strickland maybe versus Brendan Allen. Since he's not fighting Izzy anymore. Or you could do Strickland against the winner of the Riddler and Caio Borralho. That could be fun. You could do Jared versus Rob. That could be fun. Or you could do Jared versus one of the two of them. That could be fun. I think Paulo Costa's got a fight that's booked too. Welterweight. Price was calling out he wants to fight on there. He could call someone else, didn't he? I think he called out Jack Delamea. If you could do that, that could be a fun fight. Will that happen? I don't know. He did call Jack out. He didn't. I don't know if he said White House, but that could be a fun fight to do. They're not really American, but it could be fun. We haven't seen Buckley in fucking forever. Buckley versus Sean Brady could be fun. That could be generally fun. I don't think Max will fight because he's got to fight in March, so that's cutting a little close there. Michael Chandler, you can throw him on there. I don't know who you put Chandler against though. Fiziev needs a win, so maybe you fucking give him Fiziev. That could actually be a banger. Fiziev versus Chandler could be a fucking banger. Those two are actually just gonna run at each other and smash each other. I do think that's a fight that probably Chandler would lose, but it's a fun fight. It's a fun fight in the lightweight division. Featherweight, there's a fucking lot of movement here. Featherweight, I would actually put Yare versus Lopez. That could be fucking fire, but then you could also save that for later down the line. Sterling, Aljamain Sterling, give him a fight, but I think he would have to fight lower down the pack. Emelov and Murphy have been booked. I know that was confirmed now. Volk did kind of leak that. You could, I don't know, you do Sterling though. I think making Sterling fight someone lower is kind of like too low as well, a slap in the face. Maybe Sterling Lopez, that could be fun. And then the winner, you see, this is why I said they fucked Lopez by giving him title shot. Because if you did one of these two fighting here, the other one could have fought Sterling, and then Yare and Lopez could have fought, and then Lopez could have actually had a fucking chance to get another title shot. Now he's stagnant until Volk loses the belt. They fucked Lopez so hard. I'm so angry about that. Over here, I think they are going to give the title shot to O'Malley. You could do Corey Sandhagen could fight Mario Batista. I think Mario Batista actually fucking deserves a title shot. I don't know if Mario and Corey is fought. That could be a very fun fight. Or you put Mario against Song Yadong. Song Yadong coming off a loss though, but gets Mario up there. I think Mario's I think he's really good for the division. I think he could be a future like contender to go there. Lightweight division, I didn't really see anyone here either. So I went for like Tim Elliott and Charles Johnson because they're both American. So fucking why not make it like the opener for the prelims. There are some other old fights. There was a lot of leaks like Ronda Rousey coming back to do a fight. There was like a lot of rumors about that. Some people were saying, "Oh, Shevchenko." That I saw that, but she's just announced that she's already got a fight coming up. So I think it's like a Netflix production or something like that. So we know that's not gonna happen. But anyway, let me know down in the comments prelims and early prelims, and what do you think about the title shot thing. I don't think we're gonna get 5 title shots. I think that's kind of pushing it. I think they could if they wanted to. Like I said, 2 interims, heavyweight interim, middleweight interim. Both the champs are injured, and the divisions are kind of stacked. But they need some movement there. Doing the interim title gets some movement there, so I think it's good to do that. You could do that. Then you got the Amanda Nunes. I think the Peter Yan and O'Malley thing is gonna happen. And then we don't know if Tapori is gonna come back. Maybe you don't even do Tapori and you do Islam versus Usman. That could be a good swap out. If you don't do Gaethje, Taporia, you do Islam. Usman is the main event. That could be fun. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would do, or what would your main card fights be, and your prelims. Who would you put Conor against? I think Masvidal and Nate Diaz would be fucking fun. I don't know if Conor wins those fights, but it would be fun to watch. Anyway, that's gonna be it for my early White House prediction cards to see, and we'll see we'll see what cooks up. I think after the March, we'll start seeing some leagues after that BMF belt gets put on the line. I think we'll start seeing some movement with that card and some announcements happening. But anyway, that will be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.